Hello, welcome everyone to the Entertainment Food and Beverage Seminar Series. Hey, we're thrilled to have you here today and excited to kick off our very first seminar of the new year. Just some reminders. We are going to be taking questions using the Q&A function down below, and we're going to hold those questions throughout till the end of this presentation. But use the Q&A function if you do have a question you want to ask. We've got a great session ahead of us and especially excited to welcome Matt Pollock, Associate Managing Director of CinemaCon. Matt will be sharing insight into what's coming up and what to expect, and we're really looking forward to the conversation. But before we dive in, we have some very exciting EF&B news we want to share with you first. So let's get started. So as you know, education is the core of Entertainment Food and Beverage mission. And no program effectively meets that mission greater than the Concession Management Certification Program. For more than 20 years now, this program has offered targeted concession-specific training that provides tools and skills needed to manage a concession program efficiently and profitably. Thousands of graduates from all types of venues and facilities have been certified through this program, which presents instruction that can be traced directly back to the profit margin. Now, we've partnered with CineTrain to take this class to the next level, and I am extremely proud of what we've put together. And I'd like to share just a quick video of what the program has to offer.
Hey everyone, this is Brett King, founder of CineTrain and CEO and partner of Hyrock, here to give you a first look at the EF&B online training and certification platform. We're excited to present for the first time the Online Concession Manager Certification Program. In this video, we're going to take a quick tour of the platform and preview some of the Concession Manager Certification course itself. When you log in and first access your Concession Manager Certification course, you'll see the list of course lessons available. Each lesson is intended to be completed in order, and the next lesson will unlock automatically as you successfully complete each module. The course concludes with a final assessment, which upon passing gets you your official certification. Before we launch the course content, let's get familiar with the features of the platform. First and foremost, we'll ensure you're well supported when taking this course in two key ways. First, for all course content, discussion, and questions, we have a comment feature within each lesson where you can post questions or clarifications about the learning material. These threads will be actively monitored and responded to by EF&B. Additionally, should you require any technical support, the team at CineTrain will be available to quickly respond to any help tickets submitted through the site or by emailing support@cinetrain.com. This part of the platform provides a storehouse for helpful documents and resources you'll use throughout the course, and that you also may benefit from in your career moving forward. The content is organized by lessons and is also searchable if you're looking for a specific document or content. The content can be easily downloaded or printed off. Within your profile, you can quickly see the courses you're enrolled in, view your progress, and access previously earned certificates as EF&B continues to expand its offerings of online certification opportunities. Under Account, you can update your name, email, and password. Now, let's take a sneak peek at the actual CCM online course content. The course is comprised of voiceover, animations, graphics, and importantly, interactive elements and activities. In-module quizzes, fill-in-the-blank real-life exercises, interactive exploratory content, and drag-and-drop exercises all work together to increase learning retention and enhance overall engagement. Now, if you're ready to jump in and want to secure a very limited time pre-order discount, please visit efba.cinetrain.com. Thank you for your time and interest in EF&B's online training and certification platform and the premiere of the Online Concession Manager Certification Program.
All right, and as a thank you for being on this call today, we're offering a promo code that lets you save up to $250 on the registration. So be sure to copy this promo code down, and maybe Chris can put it in the chat. Okay, give everybody a second to get that code. Just one of the big changes at CinemaCon this year, golf is now on Sunday. So make sure you adjust your travel and hotel to accommodate this change. Playing in this tournament isn't just a round of golf. It's where our industry connects before the week really begins. It's fun, it's relaxed, and it's for a great cause. It brings together exhibitors, vendors, and friends outside the trade show floor. Deals start here, friendships grow here, and the energy carries right into CinemaCon. And don't forget, you'll get to see Shelly, Kim, and me at the hole-in-one watch. So swing big, laugh a lot, and kick off CinemaCon the right way. Now, Entertainment Food and Beverage is heading to Charlotte. Hopefully you guys are in. If you love great food, big ideas, and a little fun outside the conference room, it's time to pack your bags because the EF&B Expo in Charlotte is calling your name. We're bringing together the best in entertainment, food and beverage, education, innovation, networking, plus some amazing Charlotte locations that make our expo way more memorable than other expos. Because let's be honest, the best ideas don't always happen under the fluorescent lights. They happen out on the racetrack of Charlotte. Last year, we went to SeaWorld and the event was spectacular, and we're looking to make this year even better. EF&B Expo, where smart people meet in cool places. So one thing I wanted to highlight, the value of your EF&B membership when it comes to CinemaCon registration. If you look at the pricing, EF&B members receive meaningful discounts across every registration category. For full registration package, members can save $255 off the standard non-member rate. I mean, that's real money, especially when you're sending multiple people from your organization. Even at the trade show and seminar level, members save about $100 compared to non-members, and the savings continue with trade show only passes as well. And those discounts really can add up quickly. So the big takeaway from this is be an EF&B member. It doesn't just represent the industry, but it directly reduces your cost in participating in these industry events. Now, for our vendor partners, membership also delivers significant savings on exhibit space, and the numbers really speak for themselves. Across both ballrooms, members consistently receive discounted booth rates compared to non-members. In the Augusta Ballroom, member savings range from $300 to $1,250 per booth, depending on size and timing. For larger footprints, that difference adds up quickly. A 20 by 20 or 20 by 30 booth can mean thousands of dollars in savings simply for being a member. And the value is even more compelling for those first-time members. Now, even in the Julius Ballroom, which is now sold out, by the way, the pattern's the same. Members consistently paid less across every booth size and pricing tier. So the takeaway for vendors is even more simple. Membership isn't about access, it's about a strategic cost savings for you that adds up with being an EF&B member. Now, another great member benefit at CinemaCon is our exclusive access to EF&B Meeting Room. If you're looking for a quiet, comfortable space to step away from the trade show floor, hold a quick meeting, regroup with your team, or connect with partners, we've got you covered. Chris is going to be taking reservations soon, so just reach out to Chris directly so you can set up your meeting room space. And it's just another way that EF&B helps you make the most of your CinemaCon experience. When I first attended CinemaCon, it wasn't even called CinemaCon yet. It was still Show West, and it was held across the street from Caesar's Palace. But even then, it was exciting. You could feel the momentum, the importance of the conversations, the sense that this is where our industry came together. Then the move happened into Caesar's Palace and everything changed. I mean, suddenly the scale matched the importance of what we do. The venue, the energy, the people. It elevated the entire experience and sent a clear message that this industry matters. CinemaCon is important not only because it represents every part of our business, but nothing pumps up a manager quite like attending CinemaCon for the first time. But whether you're a C-level executive or a film buyer making critical decisions or part of the food and beverage team, driving the guest experience, there is something truly for everyone at CinemaCon. Now, for our vendor partners, this is the one place that brings the entire ecosystem together. So unlike the EF&B Expo, which is intentionally focused on those top level food and beverage leaders, CinemaCon is broader. It's where, every department from managers to film to operations, marketing, technology, and F&B help drive the story where our industry is headed. So CinemaCon's not just a trade show, it's a reset, it's a recharge, and it's a reminder of why we do what we do in this business. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here and talk about the questions. And welcome, Matt Pollock, CinemaCon Associate Managing Director. Welcome, Matt.
Hi, thanks, Dan. Thanks, Chris. I'm excited to talk. We have a lot of things to talk about and share. And I'm just thankful to everyone who took time out of their busy schedules to join us.
Thank you. Thank you. So, for someone that's never been to CinemaCon, how would you describe it?
You said it a little bit at the tail end of your introduction, which I thank you for. It's a little bit of something for everyone. It's we like to call it speed dating for some. So if you're used to other shows, which are terrific, I apologize in advance to the newcomers who come to CinemaCon and don't wear sneakers, don't wear comfortable shoes, and that we keep you guys a little too busy all week. I guess the biggest thing I can say is like you said, all the stakeholders are there. So obviously it's our members, it's exhibition being well represented, but it's also the studio execs. It's also our members at all different types of levels, like you said, the general managers, all the way up top to the Adam Aarons of the world. And it's the vendor community. It's what it's all about and everything that happens on the trade show. It's everyone who has a stake in seeing movie going flourish well beyond into the future. And from a global standpoint, we're a global convention. Obviously, we're based in Vegas and we're based in America, so there's an obvious domestic component to the show. But it is a global show, and that's become a bigger component of our show through the years as well.
Now, let me ask, is there an overall theme for this year's show?
Um, I'd say more so than usual, innovation and looking towards the future. It was brought up recently in one of our meetings, and it's really the truth and what we're carrying over for our show. And it's a little bit of a bold statement, but that our industry as a whole, while it has some challenges, has a lot of great things about it too, obviously, and that we need to stop in a way looking back and comparing everything to 2019 or comparing everything to 1985 even or whatever. We need to look forward. There's a lot of good things ahead, and it's kind of the focus of the show this year. It's about looking forward. It's about what we can do in the current situation to make the most of it, be more efficient, be more innovative, um, and just keep seeing box office grow the way it's projected to. And fortunately for us, registration is rebounded, uh, sponsorship is rebounded. You saw the Julius trade show is sold out. Things are good, but they can be better, and we're focused on that. We're just focused on looking forward.
Now, what are the biggest changes for this year?
Um, there's a lot. I'll give everyone on here a little bit of a sneak preview, which is now public on our website. And some of this is old news, so I apologize in advance if anything's repetitive to what you've already read on our website or heard from anyone from our team. A lot of changes to our show are up front this year. Um, we we did a couple of things intentionally based on a lot of feedback we were getting. One big change affects the trade show, and then there's a domino effect to that. Is a lot of feedback that my colleague Matt Shapiro, that many of you know, has gotten over the years, is the Thursday portion of the trade show was not as heavily attended as the other days. And it's become a big enough thing where we're very mindful of everyone's time, um, and the things you could be doing with that time. And so we've changed the trade show. We've eliminated Thursday hours. We're focusing on Tuesday and Wednesday as our main trade show days. with that have come some extra changes and some benefits to everyone. Um, we're doing a reception on Monday night that's focused for trade show vendors and our members. It won't be on the trade show floor because some companies will still be setting up. It'll probably be in the Octavius Ballroom, and there'll be a lot more details on this. But it's going to be a new networking event to kick off the week from a trade show standpoint, for people to kind of set the tone on and brag about what's new at their companies, and get people to go visit them at their booths. So we're excited about that. Um, and now I'm going to take a step back. There's a lot of other changes on the front of the show. So for those familiar, it's a closed event for our members, which some of you on this call may be. Our independent members have always done our iTalk Connect event, our Independent Theater Owners Coalition event, has taken place on Monday morning. We're moving that to Sunday afternoon. They're still going to have the same great programming. That's an extremely popular free session for our independent members. The reason we're doing that is that they don't miss what we've created on Monday morning. For years, since the Show West days, um, we've held a siloed International Day programming that was an extra cost and geared towards the international community. But it's been a siloed event. Um, and there's a big gap on our schedule where we couldn't do the amount of educational events that we really wanted to do, and have been asked to do. And so we're making that change. This year, we're going to have three separate educational tracks between 9 a.m. and noon on Monday morning. One focused on food and beverage, of course, one,
Us.
one focused on technology, and one focused on innovation. Um, we just posted those topics online, so take your time to multitask or read it after this. But there's a lot to cover. We're breaking it up into three chunks of 1 hour programming in each track, so that uh, anyone who sees something in one track but wants to attend another will have a chance to skip and move beyond among the three tracks. They'll be in like 45-minute chunks. We'll leave 15 minutes at the end for each so that you can switch. Obviously, you can divvy up your teams to go to different events. We're just trying to provide more value. Um, so especially for the independent members, they get to go Sunday afternoon, still get the value they were getting there, but now get to attend the Monday morning things as well. And this is no extra charge. This is something for our entire delegate base, obviously registered delegate base. And we also don't want to ignore the international component. That's obviously important. And so there will be some international touches throughout those educational programs on Monday. Um, so that's a big change on Monday, and we really hope people adjust their schedules to come out early. I know a lot of people are used to coming in Monday morning. It'd be great if you were able to change your schedules and come in Sunday so that you're ready to go Monday morning. We have a lot of surprises in store, and a lot of important people are going to be part of this program, and some new partners we haven't had involved before. But we're not stopping there. This also creates a new opportunity, by the way we're restructuring the day, that we're doing a new Coliseum event for the first time on Monday afternoon. After the educational programming, we'll have a quick lunch, and then everyone will head down to the Coliseum. And we're inviting some of the smaller studios to do a film showcase. Um, I can give you a little tease here, and it's breaking news. Angel Studios will be one. They've been standing room only on Wednesday morning in the Palace Ballroom years past. They'll be a part of this program. Studio Canal, which is an international distributor. They're not your typical studio per se, but they distribute films of all sizes that other studios pick up for distribution around the world, and always have great things to show. They're going to be presenting, and a third studio, a new studio, with us, is going to be involved as the third studio in that new Coliseum program. Um, After that event, we'll go into the aforementioned trade show networking reception, and then we'll jump right into the week, like Sony is hosting Monday night, and that's it. So it's a decent amount of new things. We're trying new things. It's most of it is based on the feedback we've received. It's hard when you have 6,000 plus people come to make everyone happy, and we'll navigate that. But the feedback so far has been over the top better than we thought, and we'll live through it and we'll see what worked and what didn't, and we'll adjust going forward. We're always open to changing what we can.
I think it's fantastic. As someone that actually attended the international event day, a lot of times you would see content there, and then you'd see it again later in the week, the
No,
same
that's true too.
same content. So it was like, okay, why are we doing that? Another big thing that I noticed on the schedule is that for those people that like to plan meetings with vendors or different pet partners, there's a lot of gap in that 6 to 8 o'clock hour that allows for people to go off site and do something, with a vendor when they're not actually missing anything. I like to see everything. And when you have to balance between, meeting with someone, one of your partners, and going to a, studio event, you know, it's a hard balance there.
It's funny because we've always some of the biggest complaints we've gotten over the years, Mitch likes to say this a lot, is our schedule interferes with our attendee schedule.
Yes.
And we know the event is about networking and meeting, and we try to find as best a balance as we can. And especially not only those hours you mentioned, but during trade show hours, we're very mindful
Right.
that especially in a year where we're going to be Tuesday and Wednesday only,
Now, what are the
to
trade show hours this year?
it's 11 to 5 p.m. each day
Okay.
on Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're as mindful as possible to not add conflicting events against it. Yeah, maybe towards the tail end there'll be a studio event
Mhm.
each day, but towards the tail end, and there might be one seminar, but on a whole, we do not try to program anything against a trade show, and we don't between us support even our partners and sponsors support any events that they may be planning during those hours.
Yeah, that's great. I think that was a big comment from a lot of our members that are vendors there. And you're doing the lunch on the trade show floor, right? Is that how that
We
works?
are, yep, we do. We have food up each both days. Food in Augustus Ballroom, and we also added to the Octavius Ballroom. There's, for those who are in the Julius Ballroom and ask why it's not down there, it's pretty simple. It's a fire marshal issue. It's
Yeah.
we've gotten in big trouble in years past, or sweated it out on the amount of food. It's so packed down there
Hmm.
um, that it's just unfortunately it's a logistics thing. So those in the Julius are obviously welcome to partake in the lunch, but for logistics reasons, the food is served in the Octavius Ballroom, which is on that main promenade level, and the Augustus Ballroom.
Now that networking event that you have on Monday night, who's invited to that, and how do you have to?
All our trade show vendors, so their
Okay,
entire staffs, anyone who has a staff badge that has a booth is invited to that. And our membership, all our registered attendees from Cinema United are invited to attend that event, that new
great.
event.
Any exciting updates on what experiences that people are gonna encounter this year?
Yeah, I mean, I would say a couple of things. Obviously, the studios are the heartbeat of the show in terms of the sexy part of the show and what people talk about those who don't attend CinemaCon and know about it. And we're thrilled that all the studios are back and have big plans. So that's great. And then we're working on our own things to add some new experiences. We're doing, we're going to introduce some new roundtables in the Augustus Ballroom so that this will be offered to our trade show companies that have taken booths. Um, to host on Tuesday and Wednesday, especially their own roundtables. Now we're talking like two or three each, so we're talking like 20 to 30 attendees per. But we're going to set up through our new mobile app a way for people to RSVP the new kind of think tanks topics that are hosted by our trade show companies. So I'm excited to see how those turn out. A lot of one-on-one networking, which is fun, and hopefully some idea generating out of that. And we're also using our new mobile app, which will be introduced earlier than we typically do, which is close to the show, uh, to have more networking features and more features, again, directed towards our trade show companies, especially to be able for attendees to set appointments with companies, um, so that they can pre-plan and not just have drive-by meetings, but also be able to schedule some meetings at their booth or anywhere else, so that we're trying, again, this is all about people getting together and networking, just like we all need to do. It's
Mhm.
not as great as the technology is to do something like this. The reason CinemaCon and all these other industry shows are successful and yours is successful is because people need to get together. And so we're trying to just facilitate that more than we have in the past.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now with the app, do you need to download a new app or will
Yeah,
it
it'll
be?
be a new app. It's the reason why when you register this year, we asked that each registration have its own unique email address. Sometimes groups would use one email address, so it's why now it's a unique email address. You'll need that unique email address when you log into the new app when we introduce it. You won't
Okay.
have to do it every time, so don't worry. But that new system will help members connect to each other in a better way. But all free and all the same major functions in terms of the schedule and the trade show and all of that. But we're adding a lot of new bells and whistles that we found from other events and from our own new vendor company that we think will be useful.
Good. That sounds exciting. So are there any F&B related trends or exhibitors or innovations that stand out in this year's show?
Um, Yes and well, mostly yes. I would say that my answer, it's cheating a little bit, but it's the truth, is that you and your members know more than I do at this stage
Okay.
about what those trends are going to be, just to be brutally honest. I will say that we're doing things to facilitate getting the word out on those new changes and innovations.
Mhm.
Um, we're going to created a new vendor spotlight that Matt Shapiro heads up with our communications team at Cinema United that appears on our website. We did gold medal this past one. So we're doing something about featuring our vendor community more in a new way,
Mhm.
leading up to the show and throughout the year. So we'll do more of that. So check that out on our site. Um, and we're also, it's been very successful and popular. We've done a trade show press tour on the show floor each year. We've picked like about eight or so companies. And so we'll be doing that again this year, probably on Wednesday.
Excellent. Yeah,
So
that was very popular last year with our members. I know
yeah,
we
so if anyone on this call is interested in participating in that, reach out to me or Matt Shapiro and we'll talk to you about maybe setting that up on Wednesday. But um so I'm kind of half answering your question. Absolutely, every year there are new F&B innovations. That's what makes the show great. That's what makes the trade show great. All of the trade shows throughout the year great. So we're just working on ways to highlight them better.
what's the can't miss experience of this year's CinemaCon? What if you can only go to one thing, what would you go to?
I can't do that. That's like saying who my favorite kid is. I say for me, the can't miss is the final night party. I'm almost done.
Yeah, exactly.
No, in all honesty, the studios just keep outdoing themselves. And it comes back to what kind of makes our show a little different than other shows. There's a lot of reasons, but what the studios do and what we falsely sometimes get credit for what they do is amazing. The amount of money they put into their shows, the time they spend, we come along, they have their day jobs, and we come along and upend it for a couple of months. Um, I would certainly say to any newcomer who's never stepped into the Coliseum for a studio presentation, there's no real way of describing what those shows are like. And when I say that, I jokingly mean even watching a couple of episodes of the studio does not equally represent what it's like to be in the Coliseum at Caesars and see a
Yeah.
presentation. So don't miss that. But obviously, selfishly, don't miss the trade show either. Um, it's it's really important because there's so much new out there every year. They're really, I keep using this word, but it's the truth. There is so much innovation in what everyone's doing, and there's rarely one place to see it all. Um, so make time to go to the trade show and make time to go to those studio events.
We got a question about the app. When is it going to drop? And
But by I would say the latest by mid-February this year, so soon. So I would by mid-February.
All right, we got a question from Shelley. Will empty crates be delivered to the trade show booths on Wednesday after the show or on Thursday?
Wednesday, the goal is for Wednesday after the show. Yep.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, with so much happening all day long, how do you prioritize time, at CinemaCon? What do you do?
From an attendee or from
From
me?
an attendee, not you. We know you're just busy all
Yeah,
the time.
I think you can answer that better than I would say the best thing to do is to really look at the schedule and just
Yes.
and work from there. So, I mean, I guess I can say it as attendee. I've attended shows also. You have to map out the things that you can't miss. And as
Mhm.
show organizers, we're very cognizant and we do our best to keep everything running on schedule. That's really our best job, our biggest job. So if we do our job, then your job is to just map out those events that you can't miss and plan around that. And again, things are, if the show works, then oftentimes the show working means that you're meeting new people and your plans are upended in some ways. You're gonna just all of a sudden you're gonna have a new dinner or a new meeting at 2 o'clock that you didn't anticipate, and or you're gonna meet someone over drinks in the lobby bar, and it's just the way it is. So I guess my answer, like anything, is to just plan ahead as much as possible. Keep going to our website and checking for updates because there are updates all the time. Um, so stay updated on our schedule. Um, and beyond that, be ready to be flexible and hydrate and get sleep
Yes.
when you can. And
Wear good shoes.
yeah, and good luck.
So I am very impressed how the schedule is up this year. Like it seems like it's up earlier than usual. I don't
Uh,
know if that's the case or
about the
not, but
same. It feels later than usual to us, so it's about
okay,
the
it
same.
feels
It's about the
yeah,
same.
for someone that checks the schedule. And now, one of the tips that I do is I actually take an Excel spreadsheet and map out everything that I want to do, and then I drop all my meetings in because being on the East Coast time, when you're looking at it on a schedule on your Outlook calendar,
Uh,
sometimes it's a little confusing because the times, doesn't line up mentally. So I do an Excel spreadsheet and I color code it and match it up so that I don't miss anything, and then I can schedule all the meeting times that we want to have.
That's fun. Yeah, we usually announce our schedule after the new year. It's just the reality of the way people work. It's like once the year flips, it's when people really start looking and concentrating on their plans. And so it's I guess it's a very exciting time for us right now.
Here's another question from Amber. What is the best way to ship packages to and from the show?
Oof. Well, I don't know if you're a vendor, it's going to be through GES. But the hotel has a very operational business center. They work with FedEx. They work with all the carriers. I can tell you that we as show managers use FedEx. Um, but there's a variety of ways. The hotel is going to work with you in the business center any way you need to. So again, it depends on what you're doing. If you're on the trade show, then our main partners obviously are GES. Um, but if you're an attendee and a member or whomever, then on your own through the business or through the business center, they'll help you.
Um, what excites you most about the future of CinemaCon and exhibition as a overall?
Yeah, it's just especially the event. It's the one week every year where we all come together and focus on why we got into this, why we truly love our. Most
Mhm.
of us got into our day-to-day jobs because of our love of this industry. Um, and to consistently have optimism coming out of that week is just huge. It goes so far beyond the dollars and cents of the show, and how we do and how that bottom line helps our membership and the advocacy that Cinema United does. It's also about the communications that's come out of our event, the stories that the press takes and
Mhm.
run throughout the year, not just the week of CinemaCon or the week after. Knock on wood, the trade press has been very friendly the last few years about the show, and that's not easy to say with the trade press sometimes. Um, but the stories that come out of there, the pictures, the videos, the excitement, that's kind of carried on throughout the year. And that's kind of what excites me about this show, that it's seen that way.
Mhm.
Um, by members who constantly tell me how excited they are to come for the next show. by our trade show companies that support us incredibly. I mean, even after the pandemic, when times were tough and everyone's budgets were really slashed, they still showed up. And some would tell us they were showing up just to show support and show the importance. So that means the world to us. Um, and the studios continuing to support the event that they recognize that they have to be there. We used to go on the meetings back in the Show West days and the early CinemaCon days, and we'd hold our breath at studio meetings if they'll be back. And now, again, a knock on wood situation, but it's not a if they'll be back. It's often we want to do a presentation and a screening. We don't have enough time. It's finding time for everything. Um,
So I have one gripe.
okay.
So
I
the
have I have plenty of gripes. So
no, no, the swag bags used to be a lot more substantial with different, t-shirts and hats and cups and studio stuff. Why have those diminished a little bit over the years?
well, a couple of things. One is some of it has diminished from the bag and become a Coliseum giveaway. So the
Right.
studios, from a studio standpoint, they've mostly, for the most part, shifted towards rather doing their giveaways after their event, after their presentation.
Mhm.
So as a matter of fact, I think last year we had as many giveaways as we ever have after studio events. In terms of in terms of the goodie bags from a concession standpoint, it's just a bottom line thing. I'll tell you, behind the scenes, we horse trade a lot. We those bags are better than they ever could be just based on some of the trade we value. We know how much people care about those goodie bags, trust
Yeah,
me.
they do.
Um,
And I'm
and
only
we
joking, but
no, we put a lot of work into encouraging our partners to put fun things in them and
and
uh and
how many
I've
bags do you have
actually am
to
pretty happy
assemble?
with them. If you have a sweet tooth, you love the goodie bag.
Right, right,
But in terms of t-shirts and things like that, I think the biggest shift has been just giving them out at other events and not in the bag.
right. All right. So we are open for any more questions before we wrap up. I don't have anything coming through.
Well, my biggest message is register now. You'd be surprised, but the hotel sells out, and it's always an uncomfortable situation when we're fielding emails and calls in March,
Yes.
desperately looking for rooms. So that's another part of my plan ahead is definitely make sure you, if you haven't yet, that you book your hotel rooms, even before you register. Obviously, I want you to register too. Um, but as a logistical item, make sure you get those hotel rooms booked.
Yeah. Because you don't want to get stuck at an outside hotel and have to walk every day. There's
Yeah,
enough walking as it is.
there you go. Exactly.
So, well, great. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Chris, do
This
you
was
have
great.
anything you want to add or nope? All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for joining us and look for our future seminar series.
All right, see you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas. Thank you.